And good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. Today is Thursday, October 5th, and I'm your host, Josh Engel. Today we have the Carroll County School System in the studio with us today. We have the Director of Human Resources and Student Services, Leigh Robinson, as well as Ansley Whitley, school social worker and expert of Purposity. Purposity is a third-party service that our social workers use to help facilitate important needs for our students. We're going to be talking about Purposity in detail here shortly, but first and foremost, I wanted to let everyone know that we are live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments for our guests, Leigh or Ansley, feel free to type those in the comment section, and I'd be happy to read those out. But let's get right into it. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you both for coming on the program. First and foremost, why don't we talk a bit about you? So how about we get some? Tell us a bit about your story, a bit about you, and what brought you to the Carroll County School System. We'll start with Leigh.
Okay, I started teaching in 1994 in Carroll County Schools, and I'm a product of Carroll County Schools. I graduated from Bowden myself, and so I was very happy to begin my career in education in Carroll County Schools and to give back to the community that raised me. And then I've just been able to do lots of really neat things after I left the classroom, and so that's led me to my position here as my current position as Director of HR and Support Services, Student Services, under Support Services. And our student services consist of social workers, nurses, hospital homebound, social emotional wellness.
Excellent. So let's get a bit more personal. So you say that you're a product of this school system.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite teacher that you look back on and remember?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Let's talk about
June Stanford, Bowden
Okay.
Elementary.
Bowden Elementary. Go Red Devils.
Yes,
Tell us about them.
That's right. June Stanford made me feel valued, and she made me feel important, and she let me be me. You know, she let me be me. I was a smart kid, but I also had a lot of personality, and she let that come out. She never tried to stifle that, and I still stay in touch with her today. She's a very important lady in my life.
June Stanford.
June Stanford.
Shout out to June Stanford.
Fourth grade.
If anyone listening knows June, send this to her if she's not seeing it already. So that's so cool. So, I mean, do you see yourself implementing some of those lessons into your interaction with students and faculty? I imagine you would. I mean, that's pretty inspiring.
I hope that I have. I absolutely hope that I have. Right now, my job really entails working with the adults in our school system so that they can support the students. Now, I love it when I get out in the schools and I get to interact with students. Today, I'm going to a school nutrition lunchroom, and I'm going to serve lunch to students, and I can't wait. I did that Tuesday, and I can't wait. I love it when I'm with students. But now most of my job does entail that I work with adults.
So you're going to be working in the cafeteria today.
I am.
What do I got to do what do I have to do so that you can secure me some of that square pizza? I love that stuff.
Oh, I'm not sure what's on the menu today, but I can put in a good word for you.
Put in a good word for me.
I really can.
We'll figure it out.
Because those ladies will take care of you in school nutrition.
I love me some lunchroom ladies.
That's
trust
right.
me.
I do too.
Yeah. My June Stanford, just 15 lunchroom ladies spread out across a bunch of different schools. Let's throw it over to Ansley Whitley. Ansley, tell us your story. Tell us a bit about you, and let's talk about your position as well.
So I have a master's in social work from the University of Alabama, and right out of grad school, I worked for Willowbrook at Tanner. But my passion was to work in the school system. That was always my goal as a school social worker. And so in 2017, Leigh gave me that opportunity, and I was hired by Carroll County Schools to be a school social worker, and I have loved every minute of it.
So what drew you into that career, social work?
So I would probably have to say I have an older brother that was adopted, and that was always a passion of mine, that my parents met a need that otherwise probably would have fallen through the cracks. And so I went to graduate school to be a school social worker, my plan was to work at an adoption agency, but there are not many of those around here. And I would have had to have driven quite a distance to be able to do that. So in graduate school, I did a practicum in Tuscaloosa City Schools and fell in love with school social work.
That's so cool. Plus, I love the word practicum. I never get to hear that. That's really cool. Practicum. So do you have a favorite teacher or a favorite counselor, anyone in the school system growing up that really made an impact on you?
So I would say probably Cindy Sewell Morris. I think her name is pretty familiar in the Haralson County community. I grew up in Haralson County. She was the school's counselor at the high school where I attended. And she was just always so friendly and bubbly and approachable. So anytime you needed anything, she was there for the kids. And I just thought that was wonderful.
It's so cool to see these inspirations somewhat reflected in your two personalities. It's really neat. Let's just keep going. Let's talk about purposity. But first, I think that it would be beneficial for Leigh to possibly revisit the Carroll County Schools. I wouldn't know if you'd call this their charter or it's the vision, mission, and purpose and commitment sheet here. I think that it would be really cool to refresh listeners on the vision and the missions of the Carroll County school system, because I think as folks listen, they will see that this very much interlocks with and complements what we're going to be talking about today, which is the third-party application Purposity, being used to facilitate important needs for students. And we're going to be talking all about that. But Leigh, if you wouldn't mind, let's talk about this for a minute. Talk to us about the Carroll County school system and a bit about their vision, their mission, anything you'd like to share.
Well, of course, our vision is that we want to be recognized as a premier school district. And then our mission is that we want to empower students to graduate ready to be enrolled, enlisted, employed, and engaged in their community. And then our purpose in Carroll County Schools is to positively change lives. That is what our school social workers are all about. Our school social workers, there's a team of 8 school social workers in Carroll County Schools, and they positively change lives in so many ways. And this is just another way, when we start talking about Purposity, that you'll find out that it does positively change lives. But there are lots of people in this wonderful community who want to help. They want to help us positively change lives. They want to donate. They don't know where to go, so people will reach out. And so Purposity, getting the word out about Purposity, which we're going to do later in this show, that's just a way for us to connect neighbors and to give them the opportunity to effectively and efficiently provide assistance to our families in need. And you never know when you're going to be a family in need.
And this is something that you encounter often. And this is in any school system, city, county, wherever you go. There are families in need. There are families that hit hard times.
Yes.
We were just talking before the program. The last time I believe that at least Ansley had been able to come on, it was pre-pandemic. So you see outside factors like that affect families within these school systems, and I think that it says a lot about the county that you have gone through the steps and processes to find a way to further serve your students and their families, and that's something we're going to be talking all about here in a second. Time is 8:39. I'll tell you what, we're going to go and take our first commercial break, but when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Leigh Robinson and Ansley White from the Carroll County School System as we chat all about Purposity and its application within the Carroll County School System. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
Oak Mountain Academy is an innovative school of academic excellence celebrating over 61 years. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to join us on the mountain to see our mission and vision in action. Academic excellence, a faith-based environment, and dynamic opportunities are just a few of the reasons our families choose Oak Mountain Academy. Academic scholarships and tuition assistance are available. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
And we're back to Community Voice. Today is Thursday, October 5th. We are live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. If you have any questions or comments for our guests today from the Carroll County School System, Leigh Robinson, Director in Human Resources and Student Services, or Ansley Whitley, School Social Worker and Expert of Proposity, which we're going to be chatting about here in a second. Feel free to type those into the comment section, and I'd be proud to read those out to our guests. Again, I am Josh Engel. We're going to throw it over to Ansley Whitley. Ansley, we've had a chance to get to know both of you, our illustrious guests, and talk a bit about the vision and mission of the Carroll County School System. That are infamous for their standards of excellence. I mean, it's a tremendous school system. So, Ansley, let's talk about Proposity. How this kind of came together, where you heard about it, and how we have it now here serving our community.
Yes. So, probably back in 2018, I attended a school social work conference, and the founder of Proposity was actually one of the keynote speakers, Blake Canterbury, and he told his story. He was working in corporate America in the IT field, and he just felt like there was more to life than what he was experiencing. He also believed that at the core of everyone wants to help. But most people don't know where the needs are, or they don't know how to help. So he had in his mind, because he worked in the IT field, I'm going to see how quickly our community will respond to a need. And so he went to one of his local schools and said, can you give me a need, a family that's in need, and what are their needs? And they said yes, and it was actually a family they were in need of beds or mattresses for their children. Their children were either sleeping on floors or sleeping on couches. And so on a social media account, he posted, we have this need in our community. He posted his personal cell phone number. He said that was mistake number one. But he said that it was overwhelming. I mean, before the end of the day, he had so many beds, he didn't know what to do with them. So he said that gave him the idea of, then he started what it was originally was Be Remedy. And so he just started with his local schools, and that's how he did it. And then he thought, well, we can connect the dots through technology for other communities. And so he partners with other school systems, he partners with churches, and he doesn't charge it. It doesn't cost us to partner with Proposity. So that's another great aspect to it, that he's helping us connect the dots in our community. So that's kind of how it came to be. He's also, his organization was one of the major organizations that helped during the time of the major earthquake in Haiti, of connecting the needs to the people in Haiti. So
very much proving his point. I mean, that people at their core want to help. They just need an outlet by which to do so.
Absolutely.
Well, and he has the core belief that everybody needs a purpose in life, and that everybody really would like to be generous. So that's where Proposity, it's the joining of purpose and generosity. That's how the name came to be.
Whoa.
Don't you love it?
Yeah, my brain's a little smooth. It took me a second to click with that. I'm like, oh, purpose, okay,
and
generosity.
Their statement is live on purpose. And so when I went to the conference, I came back to Leigh and I just said, Leigh, this aligns with Carroll County Schools so much, of positively changing lives, being able to identify, the basic needs of the children in our school system, and making sure that those needs are met so that they can focus on their education.
That's fantastic. I mean, it absolutely coincides with the mission and goals of the county perfectly.
Yes.
And it has been implemented. It's with great success. Why don't we talk about how it works? So kind of take listeners through perhaps they've never heard of this. So sort of take us through how the process works from the student and family's end, the faculty's end. Just kind of give us a general idea.
So we have 8 social workers in Carroll County Schools. Every school has a social worker assigned. So it may be as simple as a teacher has identified a student that it's 12 degrees outside, but they're still coming to school in flip-flops. Or
they're trained to keep an eye out for that.
Yes, our teachers do a great job of keeping an eye out on our students. Our teachers have huge hearts.
They do.
And they want to make sure that our students are taken care of, not just in the classroom, but at home as well. So let's just use the child that's coming to school with flip-flops, but it's 12 degrees outside. That teacher would reach out to their school counselor. The school counselor then reaches out to the social worker. And if we cannot locate, we always try to go to the community resources first. But if we cannot locate the need at a community resource, we have a database that we have to go into through Proposity, and we will write a short little story, but it is always anonymous. Like, we do not include enough identifying information that anybody in the community would ever know who this child is. So we do a short little story, then we locate the need, like shoes, their specific size, and then it goes to the Proposity staff, and they create a nice story with a bow on it. They link the need to the story, and if you are a community support person on the database, then all you have to do is click purchase. You can immediately purchase those shoes. They are shipped directly to the school social worker who posted that need, and then the social worker connects those shoes to the child. So you know that everything that the community members purchasing is going directly to a child in need.
That's amazing. I mean, I love that clearly this came from an IT expert, because it seems very streamlined, very good flow. So as far as individuals who would have downloaded this application, so all the social workers would have it. Would the teachers have it as well?
No, only the social workers can post on.
Okay.
All of them, all the needs have to be vetted through the social workers.
Now, community volunteers, could that be, anyone out here, and a business owner or someone who's trying to give back? Would they need to download the Proposity app too to see the needs?
So yes. So if you are a community member that would like to help through Proposity, what you would have to do is download the Proposity app, set yourself up an account. Then you have to go under organizations and pick the organization you want to follow.
So Carroll County School System.
So you would pick Carroll County Schools. You can set up yes to receive notifications. And when needs are posted, just like any other app that you get notifications through, you would get a notification. A need was posted in your community. You can click the notification and immediately purchase that need if you want to.
So easy.
Would you like to hear an example of one that's posted?
I would absolutely. I saw her working in here on the phone. I knew she was pulling up something cool. Lay it on us.
So I'm somebody, I've chosen Carroll County Schools to follow their needs, okay? Now, keep in mind, there's also people out of town that used to live here or that have family here, and they want to donate to the community. Right. So they will follow Carroll County Schools. But here's just a couple of examples. And it's a very positive message that's on Proposity, but give them a huge helping hand. Donate a set of underclothes for the young lady in this school to wear to class. So that's a $36 need. Another one, if the shirt fits, provide a t-shirt for this 10th grade school's wardrobe. So that would be a student who has some clothing insecurities, so needs some help with clothing. So that's a $23.
I love how each one of them have a heading, like a little title, like if the shirt fits. A student is in need of this. And so essentially the social worker is able to, put the child's size, pick the shirt out, and so it's taken care of. It's pretty much in a cart, so that when someone in the community that, or outside of the community that may have been super inspired by June Stanford, if they want to step in and make a donation back to the county and help this child, they just need to hop on there and hit click and buy, and then it helps facilitate it for the child.
Correct.
So, well, actually, I'll tell you what, I wanted to just jump right into some success stories, but it's about time for another break. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take, I know time's flying, right? So let's go ahead and take our second commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to chat a bit more with Leigh Robinson and Ansley Whitley from the Carroll County School System as we chat about the third-party service Proposity and how it has continued to serve the families and students within the Carroll County School System. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
Oak Mountain Academy is an innovative school of academic excellence celebrating a 61-year legacy. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to join us for our annual Fall Festival. On Friday, October 27th at 3:30 p.m., join us at the OMA Gym for food, fun, and fellowship. Costume, games, raffles, and competitions are just a few of our Fall Festival exciting activities. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
And we're back to Community Voice. Today's Thursday, October 5th. I'm your host, Josh Engel. We're chatting with Leigh Robinson, the Director in Human Resources and Student Services, as well as Ansley Whitley, school social worker and expert in Proposity, as we chat, and they represent the Carroll County School System, and we're chatting about Proposity, the third-party application, the service which social workers are able to use to help facilitate important needs for our students. If you're just tuning in, you need to check out the podcast of this episode, which will be uploaded to this station's website, as well as gradicommunications.com, or you can go back and watch the live stream on our WLBB Facebook page, which is ongoing. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw those in. But you can always go back and watch that episode in its entirety. Ansley, you were about to make a point before I cut us to break about Proposity that folks need to keep in mind.
So what I would like for the community members that want to participate to know is that it is a non-for-profit organization, Proposity is. So when you create an account and you make purchases, Proposity keeps a log of those purchases. And at the end of the school year, or in the tax year, you can print your log off, and it's considered a charitable donation for your taxes. So I think that's a cool thing that Proposity does for its community members.
Because it's a nonprofit. That's
correct.
Awesome.
Correct. So you're donating through Proposity, which is a nonprofit, so you're automatically getting the charitable tax benefit of donating.
So you'll receive a tax-deductible receipt.
Correct.
From the organization.
Correct.
So cool.
Yes, very cool.
As you're donating through Proposity and meeting those needs, it's also keeping track. So you can keep track of it all year long. It's just right there when you open up your app. It tells you, okay, you've spent $430 this year. You've met.
It'll say needs. You've met 15 needs. You've spent $560.
Talk about finding a purpose.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because if everything else in your life feels aimless, you can still look at that list and know that, albeit a small role in some case, you still had a role in helping a child and their families.
Correct.
Yes. Right here in our county. It's not even like it's elsewhere. It's right here, like immediate needs. I mean, speaking of immediate needs, could you kind of give us an idea of I mean, we say success stories, but a scenario where this played out and really had a profound impact on the student and their families?
So we have a lot of, especially since the pandemic, since COVID, we've had a lot of families that are living in hotels. And so we had a family who lost their home because, as we know, rent has gone up. You can't find places to rent anymore, really. So a lot of people who never thought they would be in the positions that they're in are in those positions because of COVID and the pandemic and the effect it's had on our, community and the world. But anyway, it was a family of 5 or 6, and they were having to move into a 1-bedroom hotel room that had 2 beds. Well, 5 people in 2 beds doesn't really work.
It's barely enough for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway, we were able to post some air mattresses on Proposity, and that need was met.
And blankets.
That need was met very quickly, and we were able to get those to the family within a week or two through Proposity. We've had a child who was in need of a wheelchair due to some medical conditions that she was born with, and a wheelchair was purchased through Proposity by a community member that made the ability for her to come to school so much easier because the parents were having issues with the insurance company and paying for a wheelchair.
Great.
Great. So we were able to meet that. When they mentioned that to us, we were able to meet that need through Proposity. We've done things like kids who wanted to participate in extracurricular activities, but they might not have been able to financially have the supplies that they needed. We were able to meet those needs through Proposity. It's basically any social emotional wellness for a child, the basic needs that they need to feel like that they fit in and that they can focus on school and focus on the things that children want to focus on instead of worrying, am I going to go home tonight and be able to be warm? Am I going to go home tonight and be able to eat? Tomorrow, am I going to have to wear the same clothes to school that I wore today? We try to make, in Carroll County Schools, the teachers, the staff members, we all try to make sure that these kids can focus on school and not worry about things that kids shouldn't have to worry about.
Because we want students, like I said in the beginning, our mission is that we're empowering students to graduate ready to be enrolled, enlisted, employed, and engaged in their community. And so we want them to be able to give their very best in school. And so we hope that through the use of Proposity, that can take care of some of those basic needs.
Let's be real. We were all kids.
Yes.
We still are, really. But at the end of the day, you just want to feel like a regular kid.
Correct.
Yes. And people can just go ahead and get it out of their minds if they think that these families are afflicted necessarily by something they've done. Because as we broke down, it's tough out there to rent. Since the pandemic, a lot of folks have lost their careers, their jobs. Maybe they got a job where they weren't making the same amount of money. Family gets ill, parents get cancer. Things change. Things happen quick. But Proposity has streamlined the opportunity for the community to help the children in our very own school system. Now, should we encourage people that are tuning in to download this app so that they can help?
Please. Because
Absolutely.
the more people that we have that are on the app, that are following our organization, the more needs we can meet in our community. So we've had a lot of success with this. Year to date, we've been able to meet 1,169 needs. In Carroll County Schools. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And a testament to the need that's out there.
Well, and a testament to our wonderful community.
Absolutely.
That's been willing to do that. The total cost of those needs is $24,485.
All tax deductible, as we now know.
Correct.
Wow.
So, it has been a wonderful tool for our school system. And like I said, I just feel like their purpose lines up with our purpose so well that we just want to keep it going.
Match made in heaven.
I don't even think it's about encouraging our listeners to download this app and participate. I think it's bringing awareness. We're not going to have to encourage. People
They want to do
give.
it already.
They want to give.
They want to do it already.
Yes.
Well, we're out of time here, but I did want to ask real quick, is there a website or anywhere where folks could learn more about this partnership? And if not, they could just check out Proposity online.
Yes, or they could call one of the school social workers. We'll be glad to talk to them about it. You can call any school in the county and ask to speak to the school social worker. And we will be glad to speak to anybody.
Well, Leigh Robinson, Ansley Whitley from the Carroll County School System, thank you both for coming on the program today.
Thank you for having us.
It was our honor, and thank you for all of you that are tuning in. Go download the Proposity app, help change some lives, and we'll see you next time.